My name is Bill Daniels of Riceland Custom Calls. I'm going to give you a short lesson on the basics of spec calling. I'm going to try to teach you a 2-note, a 3-note, and a basic club. And once you master these 3 sounds, you should be able to progress to doing fancier calling, or if you want to practice a lot, contest routine. The basic thing you have to do with a spec call, and the most important thing, is to get your hand position right. And the way I show people how to do that is you put your finger a little bit over the hole on the insert, and you grab the call and you blow in it. Just a steady amount of air in it. When you hear that sound, when the call breaks over, when you get to that spot where the call breaks over, do not move your hand from that spot. That's the spot you want to be in all the time to get the proper note on the call. You want to make sure you have an opening from the insert out of your hand so the air comes out of the call. You don't want to choke it down. If you choke it down, you're going to get a pipsqueak sound. You want to hear the sound when you get to the spot where it breaks. That's the spot where you want to hold your hand. Then you want to take your second hand and put it over the top of it. This will give you more volume and you'll be able to present the sound better. The basic 2-note sound, which I just did, is just 2 quick bursts of air. Just go like vut vut in the call. It gives you the sound of a 2-note. Just vut vut in the call. 2 quick bursts of air. If you want to go higher, you blow a little harder at the beginning and you slow down at the end. Just a hard burst of air in the beginning, a little lighter burst for the second note. That is the first set of notes that you'll have to learn to be able to make a spec call to do all the sounds you want. If you can't pick up the call off the table and grab it and go to 2 notes, don't progress any further, because you have to get those 2 notes right before you can do anything else on a spec call. After you learn your 2 notes, you're going to learn a 3-note, which is the same air presentation, just a little quicker and at 3 notes instead of 2. It's just a quick one, and then 2 of them a little bit lighter. Vut vut vut, vut vut vut. Then you can also do it backwards, a little lower, and then work your way higher. When you give that quick burst of air at the beginning, it gives you that good, crisp, high-pitched sound. The last note is a little bit softer, and chop it off at the end. Once you're able to do that, you can do all sorts of variations with a 3-note. You can do all on the way you present your air in the call. You either blow hard, crisp bursts in the beginning, or a little bit lighter burst, and it gives you the lower sound. You just kind of squeeze your hand off a little bit. It all depends on the air you put in the call. If you want a low sound, you put less air. If you want a high-pitched sound, you give it a hard burst of air at the beginning and slack up with your air at the other 2 notes. Like going down a scale. After you go to that, then I'm going to try to show you the clucking. The clucking is very easy once you figure out how to squeeze your hands down. It's just quick, hard bursts of air. Vut, 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 vut. To get it higher, you open your hands up a little bit to make it get lower and softer, you squeeze your hands off. You always want to make sure when you're doing clucking, you start out low, you work your way up louder and louder, and then always bring it back down to low. The harder you blow, softer you blow. And all it is just blowing in the call. Once you master these 3 sounds on a spec call, you should be able to progress to anywhere you want to go on them. But you have to learn these 3 sounds: the 2-note, the 3-note, and the cluck. Do not try to learn any fancy stuff or any of that other stuff until you can do those 3 sounds effectively. And once you get those 3 sounds down, you'll be amazed at the other amount of sounds you can pick up while you're hunting, listening to the birds and the sounds that they make. I'm going to just go through just a little bit of what you can do once you learn these 3 sounds. And that's what you can do once you learn the basics of calling on a spec call.